الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
حقا لا إله إلا الله إنك لا تفهم رضي بالله إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا إنه من يهده الله فهو المهتدي ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه وحبيبه أشهد أنه قد بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة ومحى الغمة وجاهد في الله حق جهاده حتى أتاه اليقين فصلاة وسلاما على عبدك ونبيك محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لقد جاءكم رسول من أنفسكم عزيز عليه ما عنتم حريص عليكم بالمؤمنين رؤوف رحيم. وعن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أنا سيد ولد آدم يوم القيامة وأول من يشق عنه القبر وأول شافع وأول مشفع رواه مسلم أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. أما بعد, all praise to Allah, all praise to Allah, the one, the only, the one who should be worshipped. I bear witness that He is the creator of this universe and He is the one who should be worshipped. I bear witness that Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam is His messenger, true mercy sent to us. If you follow His path, inshallah will be in Jannah. Amma ba'd. If you go now to the supermarkets or anywhere, you will find any items, and you know this is associated with something. Anything, chocolate, it will be whatever. Clowns or something, it will be like coming next year, next month, inshallah, we'll talk about it. But if you go back home and you look at the back home, what's happening, you will find sweets and sugar and everything sweets. I said, what's happening? Oh, it's the birth of the Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam. Mawlid Rasulillah alayhi salatu wassalam. And the question is he born on that day? What is that day? And what did the Prophet ask us to do that? Is it in our religion somewhere? Or is just removing the religion out of us? That's the question inshallah we'll be discussing today. First of all, let's go to facts. Facts, the Prophet was born on Monday and died on Monday. Facts, we know that. The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wassalam, يوم الاثنين فيه ولدت وفيه أنزل علي. And we know that he died on that day. It was written that he died on that day. On the 11th of Hijrah, he died on Monday, 12th of Rabi' al-Awwal. We know that. Okay? Now, comes the birth. There is no proof that he was born the 12th of Rabi' al-Awwal. No proof. None. If you find someone, please come to me after the khutbah and tell me, here is the proof. It is there. Then what are we celebrating? We're celebrating his death. The 12th of Rabi' al-Awwal is celebrating his death. Some people said, it's good at least to know how to celebrate. At least we know that day, 12th of Rabi' al-Awwal, is the day of the Prophet. Let's celebrate. Okay, how can we celebrate the Prophet ﷺ? By eating some sweets. Alhamdulillah, I eat some sweets. Done. This is the way the Prophet, I remember him. Sweets. Like anything here, if you know, any celebration, chocolate, sweets, chocolate, sweets. Like we're gaining weight and at the end we're trying to lose it. Is this religion? No. What the Prophet needs from us. The youth here, if I tell them, talk about LeBron James, talk about Kobe Bryant. My son loves Kobe Bryant. And he said, oh, let's play Kobe Bryant. He died from so long, but still, he likes him. He knows where is he and what happened to him. But if I ask any of you, what do you know about the Prophet? Can you talk for 2 minutes about the Prophet? I'll be surprised that if you can give me 2 minutes. He lived 63 years. All the Islamic books are talking about the Prophet, alayhi salatu wasalam. What do you know about him? You'll be surprised. What do you know? I'll tell you some glints, something about him, but I really, in 15 minutes, I cannot tell everything about the Prophet. If I keep on talking about the Prophet from now until tomorrow, I will not even scratch the first of his life. It's a lot of time. Now let's start. Who is the Prophet? He is Muhammad ibn Abdullah. His father Abdullah died even before he knew that his wife is pregnant. He left after 10 days of marriage and he left towards his marriage. They are merchants. They go and work on that. And he died. He didn't know even. His mother died after 6 years of birth of the Prophet ﷺ. 6 years and he lost his mother too. After 2 years he moved to his grandfather, Abdul Muttalib. And Abdul Muttalib stayed with him for 2 years. He loved him. He is the only one, he was the head of Quraysh. He has a space in the Kaaba. He is the only one, Muhammad ﷺ is the only one who sits there on this place. No one of his children can sit there. He had 10. No one could sit on that one. But Rasulullah, he knows it. And he saw in his dream, and he said it, that he saw that this boy, his name is Muhammad, and he will have a high rank. He saw that in his dream. But he didn't understand that, what does it mean. Then he moved to his uncle. I'm going quickly really. Every part of it I can speak about it. It will take the khutbah. For each point, take the khutbah. But anyway, he moved to his uncle. When he was 8, he stayed with him until he was old. When he was 14, his uncle took him on a trip. Because I told you they are merchants. They run on merchandise. He took them to the north, towards the Sham. May Allah release Sham from his dictator. But anyway, Sham, he was there when he was going. Usually there was a space there. It's called, the priest, and this time they stay in small, closed places. They don't go out. The priest there is called what? Buhaira Rahib. He usually doesn't invite anyone. He sees the caravans going and coming, doesn't care. But for this caravan, he stopped them. And not only that, he invited all of them in. It's weird really. But he invited all the caravan in. And he looked at them between them. Is there anyone something? Are you missing anyone? He said, yes, a young boy, 14 years old. 14 years old. Look at the 14 years old, what he's doing. 14 years old, he's taking care of the caravan. The camels, the goods, the merchandise. Now, 14 years old, he's not even responsible for his whole room. He cannot do his room. But now, at that time, 14 years old, he's responsible for the whole caravan. He went to him and he came back to Abu Talib. He said, who's his father? He said, Abu Talib said, me. And Buhaira told him, tell me the truth. Who is his father? He said, me. Because his uncle. Really, if you're going with your with your nephew, I'm his father. It's true. But no. Buhaira said, this boy cannot have a father. I said, yes, I'm his uncle. He said, yes. Now I know. Take him back. Because if he moved forward, some of the Zionists will kill him. And immediately, Abu Talib agreed and he went back again. Because they will know what I know. They will know what I know. And if they see it, they will kill him. Anyway, then he moved up until he was 25. 25, he was heard that he was so honest. Even the people told him, Al-Sadiq al-Amin. Alayhi salatu wassalam. Imagine, some of the attributes of you as as-sadiq al-amin. What did he do? He is not still, he didn't convey Islam. He didn't say anything about Islam. But his way of treating others, his attribute is Sadiq al-Amin. Alayhi salatu wassalam. Before. And Sayyidah Khadija heard about him. And she talked about him and he said, I want to marry. And anyway, he married her. Imagine, a young boy, a young man, 25, not that rich, married one of the richest ladies. And he married her. She was 25, he was 25 and she was 40. And not only that, Allah gave how many kids from her? 6 of his kids. How many kids the Prophet has? 7. 6 of them from our mother Khadija. Our mother, and I mean it, our mother Khadija. From the Quran, وَأَزْوَاجُهُ أُمَّهَاتُكُمْ. Then our mother, do you know your mother? Do you know the Prophet married around 12? Do you know them? If I ask your mothers, do you know? Again, what do you know about the Prophet? I said 6. Where is the 7th? The 7th married from, and I'm Egyptian, I know that, but I'm proud that our mother Maria, right, brought Sayyidina Ibrahim from him. Then he had 7. What's the name of the 7 children of the Prophet ﷺ? Abdullah, Al-Qasim first, sorry, Al-Qasim, and that's why his kunya is Abu Al-Qasim. Al-Qasim, Abdullah, Ibrahim. The girls, Zainab, Ruqayyah, Kulthum, and Fatima. All of them died in the Prophet's life, except one. Fatima died 6 months after. Imagine, you have kids and you want them to grow up. You look life for their life after you. But they died in his life. When he was 40, he liked to stay outside of the country. Sit, think who's Allah, who's the creator of this universe. Our heads all the time can take us that there is a creator. Somewhere there is a creator there. But who is he? Why he created us? What does he need from us? And he stayed there thinking about and trying to worship as Sayyidina Ibrahim was doing. And Sayyidina Jibreel came to him. Sayyidina Jibreel came to him. Imagine now, at that time they believed that in jinn and they believed everything and magic. And Sayyidina Jibreel showed up. If you go to Ghar Hira in Mecca, you will see Ghar Hira is up on a mountain. You cannot go up all the way. I'm young, I couldn't go up all the way. It's very hard. But he goes up and he found Sayyidina Jibreel in front of him. Okay, who are you? Okay, and Sayyidina Jibreel had a book. Read. And Sayyidina Muhammad said, I cannot read. And Sayyidina Jibreel hugged him. And until Sayyidina Muhammad thought he would die. And he released him. Said, read. Maybe he didn't hear me the first time. I'll say it again. I cannot read. He hugged him the second time. Harder than the first time. And he released him. And he said, read. I told you twice. I cannot read. I cannot read. He hugged him the third time in a way that he thought that he will die. You know? Harder one. Hug. And he released him. And he said, read. I said to Muhammad, imagine now if I'm with him. Okay. What can I read? And he started the first ayat of Surah Al-Alaq. اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم. Then the first ayah in the Quran, اقرأ. And the first ayah in Surah Al-Baqarah, what? Alif Lam Mim, ذلك الكتاب. Then we are ummah that between اقرأ and al-kitab. Read the book. Do we read the book? Do we understand our religion? That's what we were trying to release, to make you think about. Islam is about trading, understanding, knowledge. Then Sayyidina Jibreel disappeared. And Sayyidina Muhammad looked around him. Where did he? I'm seeing something or what? And he said, time to go. Time to run. I'm scared. Where, if you're scared, you're going to run? That's a question to any one of us. If you are scared, you're going to run. He has his family. Uncle is there. Kids are there. Wife is there. Where should I run? Where should I run? I ran to my wife. He was running towards his wife. And in the middle, Sayyidina Jibreel came to him in his true form. And he told him, "Oh Muhammad, you are the messenger. Oh Muhammad, you are the messenger." And he saw, imagine, when you see everywhere he looks, Sayyidina Jibreel was there. And then he disappeared again. And Sayyidina Rasulullah ran toward our mother Khadija, radiallahu anha. Imagine now you're coming scared. Allah, sometimes I think about it. Imagine I go to my wife scared, shivering, and my wife sees me. What's the first thing she will say? "What did you do? What happened? Why are you doing that you're doing?" But our mother Khadija said, "Calm down. You're safe. Zammiluni, zammiluni, dathiruni. Make me covered. Make me relax. I'm scared." He's scared. He covered him. She covered him. "Calm down, calm down. You're safe. You're safe. Don't worry about it." After he's safe totally, he calmed down. "Now, tell me what happened. What's the story?" And he told her the story. And now, most of the ulama saying the first faqih in Islam was our mother Khadija said, "Wallahi la yukhzik Allahu abadan." Oh, Allah will never go away from you. Why? She loves him more, maybe? Maybe. She loves him. Does it? No. She put the reasons. Why? Because he takes care of relatives. He takes care of people around him. He supports people. When your brother needs you, he stands beside your brother. Do you stand beside your brother when he needs you? Do you take care of your family? Wallahi, some parts of his life makes me feel that I'm so down. I need to go work harder than this. We need to work with each other. He loves his family. He loves his people. And he took him immediately to Waraq ibn Nawfal. Why? The knowledgeable person. And he described me what happened. And he told her, Waraq ibn Nawfal. And he told him, "Oh Muhammad, your people will kick you out." What? Will kick me out of my country? Yes. Why? No one came with what you came, and he stayed. You have to leave. They will kick you out. Before even anything happens, this happened. And look at that now. He said, "I hope I'm young still, and I will be there when Allah will..." Now nothing. Allah will release you as a prophet. I will support you. And he died after that. And the Prophet said he saw him in Jannah. It's an act. Sometimes we need to act. One act can take you to Jannah. One act. And one act can take us to the hellfire. والعياذ بالله. إن الرجل يقول بالكلمة في رضا الله ترفعه سبع على عليين ويقول الكلمة في سخط الله تهوي به في الأرض. Someone can take a word and he can raise him up high. And someone will say a word, it will take him to the hellfire down. Watch your mouth. Then, quickly, now the Prophet, after 6 months from that, he was told that you are a prophet, and let's tell everyone. The first one, you tell who? First one, immediately. His wife. Again, I'm a prophet. And immediately she believed in him. The first one who believed in this universe about the Muhammad ﷺ is his wife. Then he talked to his best friend, Sayyidina Abu Bakr. Now a question comes. Sayyidina Abu Bakr took the Prophet now and okay, I'm a prophet. And he ran, he got 6 of the 10 Mubashirin bil Jannah into Islam. 6 of the 10 Mubashirin bil Jannah. Now I have a question to every one of you. What did Sayyidina Abu Bakr know about the Prophet at that time to convince every one of us? We know better, I think. At that time, we know Islam more than what he knows at that specific time. Then what's the difference? The difference, he has yaqeen that he is a messenger. He is the right one. And he moved with that. Wallahi, if we have 1/10 of his yaqeen, our life will change. 1/10 of his yaqeen, our life will change. But he has a yaqeen that he is a prophet. And he moved 6 of the 10 Mubashirin bil Jannah, brought him in, said Abu Bakr by himself. What did he know? He just know that he's a Sadiq al-Amin. That's it. There is no commands, nothing there. Now, Sayyidina Abu Bakr, I have to run because really I can stop and any point. I have 27 points. I can stop at any one of them and I finish the khutbah with it. It's a long one. Again, I'm telling everyone, you need to know about the Prophet ﷺ. The Prophet after that moved to Medina. After that, he conveyed the message after 3 years and told them, and Abu Lahab, his uncle stood in front of him and said, Tabbat, alihada jama'tana? What you brought us here to tell us about Islam? Now, at that time, the ayah revealed, Tabbat yada Abi Lahabin wa tab, ma aghna anhu maluhu wa ma kasab, sayasla naran dhata lahab. Okay? Everyone knows it. And he heard it. Abu Lahab heard it. When did Abu Lahab die? A long time after. Imagine Abu Lahab want to destroy Islam. He hates the Prophet. He hates Islam. How can he destroy it? He stands up and says, Muhammad say I'm the hellfire. Ashhadu anna la ilaha illallah Rasulullah. Islam is gone. Because the ayat said tabbat yada. He's saying Ashhadu anna Rasulullah. Islam is gone. He couldn't. Why? Because if Allah said tabbat yada, you will be in the hellfire. Nothing in Allah's world will change. Now comes the second question. How about us? Nothing about you. It's up to you to decide. Where do you want to go? To heavens or hell? أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر عليكم واستغفروا يا فوز المستغفرين. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا أما بعد. Then the Prophet ﷺ moved to Medina. 13 years in Mecca. Tried to get everyone to join. He couldn't. He moved to Medina. He stayed there for 10 years. And I'm running quickly, like I said. The Sahaba were there trying to understand, to learn and trying to do many things. Many occasions happen about the Prophet. And I cannot talk about all of them because really time is running on me. I want to talk. Anyway. Okay. Now, what's our homework? Our homework for the youth. I'm looking at the youth in front of me. Everyone here, under 25. Your homework is, you need to see about the Prophet. If you go to YouTube, simple wallahi, now I'm learning from you. YouTube, Muhammad Rasulullah. Many people are talking. Hear about him. Have maybe 10-15 minutes a day. Hear about the Prophet. Who is the Prophet? What's his attributes? What did he do in his life? It's that simple. Wallahi, it's that simple. You need to learn about him, to love him. If you wanna love, you say you love him, you need to know about him. It's that simple. 2, teach your youth, if you're adult like me, over 25, I'm just passing 25, alhamdulillah. Now, what you need to tell your son, tell your daughter, hear about the Prophet. What do you know about the Prophet? What do you know about the Prophet? 3, try your best to follow his sunnah. And his sunnah is not eating sweets in Murd al-Nabi. He's not. Even the Prophet, when he said about Monday, and that's why he's fasting on Monday. If you want to follow his sunnah, fast on Monday. If you want to celebrate the Prophet's sunnah, fast on Monday. It's that simple, wallahi. Some of the things that you don't need to eat. Nothing in Islam saying that eating is in religion. I haven't heard that until now. But anyway, I'll be surprised. The youth can prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. But I will hope that you'll prove me right, that you learn about the Prophet ﷺ. Conclusion, inshallah, let's finish and understand. We love the Prophet ﷺ. We need to be with him. Make dua to him. Make dua to the Prophet. We make dua to him? Yes. Because he made dua to us. He made dua to us. How? The Prophet said, ﷺ, اشتقت إلى أحبابي. I'll translate immediately. I want to see my beloved people. And the Sahaba said, aren't we your beloved ones? No. My beloved ones are not you. Beloved ones, some people coming after you believes in me. And believes in me and didn't see me. one of them is equal to 50 of you. And the Sahaba said, one of them is equal to 50 of them? One of them is equal to 50 of them. The Prophet said, no. One of them is equal to 50 of you. تجدون على الحق معينا ولا يجدون. You find support and they don't. You don't find support. If you stay in the path of Allah, who supports you? If you stand in the path of Allah, someone will say, why are you praying? Come, let's go to disco. Why are you praying? Let's watch a movie. Why are you playing? The World Cup is coming in November. Come on. We don't have to pray. Really? But you, Abu Bakr was there, Umar was there, Uthman was there, Ali was there. Support system was there. But you need support. The Prophet loves you. Then how can we pray for the Prophet after each adhan? After each adhan, when the adhan do the adhan, you say what? اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت سيدنا محمد الوسيلة والفضيلة وابعثه اللهم مقاما محمودا الذي وعد إنك لا تخلف الميعاد. Try to memorize it in Arabic. Oh Allah, get Sayyidina Muhammad the highest rank in Jannah, because our Prophet said it's the only rank that it applies to only one of his creation, and I'm hoping I am the one. عليه الصلاة والسلام. اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا، اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا، اللهم اغفر لنا ذنوبنا، اللهم اجمعنا بنبيك ما آمنا به ولم نره، اللهم اجمعنا بنبيك ما آمنا به ولم نره، اللهم اجمعنا بنبيك ما آمنا به ولم نره، اللهم اغفر لوالدينا كما ربياني صغيرا، اللهم اغفر لنا وارحمنا واهدنا واهد بنا واجعلنا سببا لمن اهتدى، واخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين، وقوموا الى صلاتكم رحمكم الله واقم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر.